Life never really moves in a straight line. One moment it feels like everything is under control, and the next moment it feels like the entire world has turned against you. Inside, there's an emptiness, a heavy weight, a silent pain that nobody else can see, yet it slowly breaks you from within. Most of the time, we put on a smile. We laugh in front of people. We post happy pictures on social media. We act like everything is fine. But the truth is revealed in the silence of the night. When everyone else is asleep, that's when you face your real self, the version of you that feels tired, broken, and lost. Maybe you've had those nights too, the ones where you stared at the ceiling with tears in your eyes, asking questions that no one around you could ever answer. Why me? Why does life hurt so much? Why does it feel like no matter how hard I try, nothing ever works out? It's in those moments, when the world is quiet, that your heart screams the loudest. You wonder if anyone really sees your struggle, if anyone truly understands the battles you fight in silence. You carry wounds that you never show, scars that you cover with laughter, and a storm inside that nobody else even knows exists. But listen carefully, just because people don't see your pain doesn't mean your pain is invisible. Every tear you've cried, every silent prayer you've whispered, every moment you thought you were forgotten, none of it has gone unnoticed. There's someone who has been watching, someone who has been holding you even in the moments when you felt abandoned. You see, the world only notices the version of you that's smiling, working, and moving forward. They don't notice the nights you broke down, the mornings you woke up with swollen eyes, or the countless times you almost gave up but somehow kept going. The truth is, your story has been built not on your victories, but on your silent survival. Every person has a war inside that no one else can fight. And maybe your war feels endless. Maybe you've been carrying disappointment for so long that hope feels like a stranger. People around you might say, "Stay strong, everything will be fine," but they don't understand the depth of your struggle. Strength isn't about pretending nothing hurts. Strength is about choosing to keep walking even when your legs are shaking. And maybe right now, that's where you are. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're tired of pretending. Maybe you're wondering if your life will ever change. But let me tell you this, what you're going through is not the end of your story. The tears, the brokenness, the confusion, they're chapters, not conclusions. Sometimes the most painful seasons are the ones that shape you into the person you were always meant to be. The loneliness teaches you to listen to your soul. The heartbreak teaches you the value of real love. The failures prepare you for victories that will last. And the silence, it teaches you that even when people are gone, you are never truly alone. Because there is one who has never walked away from you. When everyone else left, he stayed. When people doubted you, he believed in you. When you thought your life had no meaning, he whispered purpose into your soul. That presence you feel in your darkest nights, that small light that never goes out even when everything else turns black, that's him. He's been carrying you through storms you didn't even realize you survived. So don't mistake silence for absence. Don't mistake waiting for abandonment. Just because the answers haven't come yet doesn't mean they never will. You are in the middle of a story that is still being written, and the author has not put down the pen. The hardest part of life is not the pain itself, it's the waiting. Waiting for things to change, waiting for answers, waiting for the breakthrough you've prayed for night after night. And while you wait, the enemy whispers lies into your ears. You're forgotten. You're not good enough. Nothing will ever change for you. But deep inside, your spirit knows those whispers are false. Because if you were truly forgotten, you wouldn't still be standing. The fact that you're here, breathing, reading these words, means you've already survived what was meant to destroy you. You've walked through fire, and even though you feel burned, you are still alive. And that's proof that your story isn't over. There's a reason you didn't quit when you had the chance. There's a reason your heart kept beating even when you thought it would break. You are here because your life still holds a greater purpose. One that you cannot yet see, but will one day understand. Think about it. Every scar you carry is evidence of a battle you didn't lose. Every tear you cried watered the ground for the new season that's coming. And every time you chose to get back up, even when you were too tired to stand, you were writing a testimony that will inspire others who feel like giving up. I know right now it may not feel like you're strong, but sometimes strength is simply refusing to let go of hope, no matter how small that hope feels. A single spark is enough to start a fire, A single seed is enough to grow a forest, and a single prayer, whispered in the middle of the night, is enough to move heaven. Your journey has been difficult, but difficulty doesn't mean defeat. What feels like a delay is often divine preparation. Sometimes, life closes doors not to hurt you, but to guide you to the ones you were always meant to walk through. And when that right door opens, everything you lost will make sense. Every setback will look like a setup. Every broken piece will come together to form something far more beautiful than you imagined. And when that season finally arrives, you'll look back at the nights you thought would kill you, and you'll realize they were shaping you. The heartbreak that nearly broke you will become the foundation of your compassion. The loneliness that made you cry into your pillow will turn into the strength that allows you to stand even when others leave. The rejection that cut so deep will become the reason you no longer settle for less than what you deserve. Every trial has been a teacher. Every silence has been a message. Every unanswered prayer has been a redirection, not a rejection. You see, life doesn't always give you what you want, but it will always give you what you need in order to become the person you were created to be. And maybe you can't see it yet, but soon you will. One day, everything will click. The sleepless nights, the broken pieces, the waiting, the endless prayers, it will all come together like a puzzle you didn't know you were building. You'll see that none of it was wasted. Not one tear, not one heartbreak, not one season of struggle. All of it was shaping you for the moment when your breakthrough arrives. And when it does, it won't just be about you. Your story will be the hope someone else needs. The same way you're holding onto these words right now. Someone will one day hold onto your testimony. They'll say, if they survived it, maybe I can too. And that's the power of your journey. You're not just surviving for yourself, you're surviving for everyone who will one day need your light. So lift your head, wipe your tears, take a deep breath. You are not at the end, you're at the edge of something new. The pain you feel today is the soil where tomorrow's joy will grow. And the emptiness you feel inside is simply space being cleared for blessings you cannot yet imagine. Hold on, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Sometimes the breakthrough doesn't come the way you expect. You pray for doors to open, but instead, certain doors slam shut. You ask for people to stay, but instead, they walk away. You beg for peace, but life brings storms. And it's easy to think, maybe I'm being punished. Maybe I'm forgotten. But no, you're being protected. You're being positioned. You're being prepared. Think about it. If every prayer you ever prayed had been answered the way you wanted, would you really be where you are today? Or would you still be stuck in places that were never meant for you? Sometimes the no you receive is the greatest act of love you could ever experience, because that no saved you from heartbreak you didn't see coming. That no redirected you toward opportunities you never imagined. That no created space for a greater yes that will one day blow your mind. Life's hardest seasons often carry the heaviest blessings, but those blessings take time to ripen. Just like a seed has to stay buried before it can break through the soil, you too are being prepared in hidden places. Nobody sees the nights you've cried yourself to sleep. Nobody hears the prayers you whisper in silence. Nobody feels the weight you carry when you smile on the outside but break on the inside. But just because people don't see it doesn't mean it's unseen. Every tear has been counted. Every cry has been heard. Every silent prayer has been written into eternity. And when the time is right, all that unseen faith will burst into visible blessings. So if you feel invisible right now, remember diamonds are formed in the dark, roots grow strongest underground, and stars shine brightest against the blackest sky. Your hidden season is not punishment, it's preparation. And maybe right now, you're tired of hearing, just wait, because the waiting feels endless. Waiting for healing, waiting for breakthrough, waiting for peace, waiting for the storm to finally calm down. You've been patient, you've been faithful, and still it feels like nothing is moving. But let me tell you something. Waiting is not wasted. The waiting season is where the deepest transformation happens. It's where strength is built, where character is refined, where faith is stretched beyond what you thought possible. You don't realize it, but every single day you choose to keep going is not small. It's not ordinary. It's bigger than the failures behind you, louder than the voices that mocked you, stronger than the chains that tried to hold you down. You are not defined by the mistakes you've made, but by the courage you've shown to rise again. And rising again is exactly what you're about to do. Slowly, the pieces of your life are being put back together. Opportunities you thought were lost forever are circling back around. Relationships that broke you are being replaced with ones that will build you. Even your body and mind are learning to let go of the old weight, the old pain, the old fear. Listen carefully. This isn't the end of your story, it's the turning point. The moment where the pain shifts into power. The moment where the tears become testimony. The moment where the version of you that was hidden in the dark finally steps out into the light. So don't give up now. Don't walk away right before the breakthrough. Every prayer, every tear, every sleepless night, it has been counted. None of it has been wasted. You are about to see why you had to endure it, why you had to walk through it, and why it had to be you. Because soon, your story will become the light for someone else lost in the dark. And when they ask you, how did you survive? You'll be able to look them in the eyes and say, I made it because I never let go of hope. There comes a moment when the weight of the past finally begins to lift, even if only slightly. You don't notice it at first. It's like the sunrise creeping in after a long night. But one day, you wake up and realize that the pain that used to choke you has lost some of its grip. That's how healing begins, quietly, slowly, in ways you almost miss. You've been carrying battles no one else could see, smiling on the outside while breaking on the inside, pretending you're fine when the truth is, you've been bleeding silently. But even in that silence, something powerful has been happening. Your endurance has been building. Your faith has been stretching. Your character has been forged in fire. Think about it. If everything had been easy, you wouldn't be this strong. If you had never been broken, you wouldn't know how to rebuild. If you had never been abandoned, you wouldn't understand the value of loyalty. All those cracks in your story are not weaknesses. They're where the light gets in. And that light is only getting stronger. You might not see it clearly yet, but the same life that once hurt you is now preparing to bless you. The doors that were slammed in your face will open in ways you didn't expect. The tears you cried in secret are going to be turned into joy that can't be hidden. You are stepping into a season where the pain of yesterday will no longer define you. The chains that held you back are breaking. The labels that people stuck on you are falling off. And the lies you believed about yourself, I'm not enough. I'll always fail. I'll never be loved. Those lies are being replaced with truth. You are chosen. You are strong. You are unstoppable. It's strange how life works. The very moments you thought would destroy you ended up shaping you. The heartbreak you thought would kill you taught you how to love deeper. The failure you thought would end your journey forced you to discover new strength. The loneliness you thought would break you gave you the ability to stand on your own. You see, nothing was wasted. Every season, every struggle, every setback has been part of a bigger picture. You may not have seen it then, but those pieces are now aligning to reveal something greater than you could have imagined. Life hasn't been stealing from you, it has been preparing you. And preparation always comes before elevation. Just like a seed must be buried in the dark soil before it can break through into the light, you had to walk through the dark before stepping into this new beginning. You weren't buried to die, you were planted to grow. Now, growth isn't always glamorous. It's messy, it's painful. It stretches you in ways you never asked for. But the stretching is proof that you're expanding, that you're not the same person you were a year ago. Look at yourself. You've survived storms that would have destroyed others. You've endured pressure that would have crushed most people. And yet, you're still standing. That strength is not by accident. It's because you were created for more than ordinary survival. You were created for impact. There are people out there waiting for your story, waiting for your light, waiting for your testimony. The pain you went through wasn't just about you, it was about the lives you're destined to touch. So don't curse the process. Don't regret the journey. Every tear, every night of questioning, every door that slammed shut, it was all part of building the foundation for the person you're becoming. And the person you're becoming is unstoppable. There's something powerful about scars. Most people try to hide them, cover them, pretend they don't exist. But scars aren't signs of weakness. They're proof that you fought battles and lived to tell the story. They show that the wound healed. They show that you didn't stay down when life knocked you over. Your scars are not shameful. They're evidence of your survival. And one day, the very places you were once broken will become the most powerful part of your story. Because when you show others your healed scars, you're showing them that healing is possible. You're telling them, if I can make it, you can too. And let's be real, there were moments you almost gave up. Nights you thought the pain would never end. Days you thought no one cared. But you didn't give up. You kept breathing when your chest felt heavy. You kept walking when your legs felt like collapsing. You kept moving forward, even when everything in you wanted to quit. That's not weakness, that's courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to keep going, even when fear screams in your ear. And you've been courageous more times than you realize. Every time you faced a new day after a sleepless night, you showed courage. Every time you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, you showed courage. Every time you trusted again after being betrayed, you showed courage. And that courage is what's leading you into your breakthrough. The same battles that once terrified, you will now become testimonies of victory. The very storms that once shook, you will now become stories that inspire others. The chapters of pain are turning into chapters of purpose. So don't despise where you've been. Own it. Embrace it. Because your story is still being written, and the next chapters will be filled with light, peace, and redemption like you've never seen before. Sometimes the most beautiful beginnings are disguised as painful endings. You didn't know it then, but when that chapter closed, it was life protecting you. What left wasn't meant to stay. What broke wasn't meant to last. And though it hurt, it was necessary. Because if certain doors hadn't closed, you would have never discovered the new ones waiting for you. Life doesn't always give explanations in the moment. That's why so many nights felt confusing, why so many losses felt unfair. But now you're starting to see the bigger picture. The betrayals that once made you question your worth actually redirected you toward people who will value you. The setbacks that once looked like failure actually slowed you down long enough to keep you from disaster. The loneliness that once felt unbearable actually became the season where you discovered your true self. This is why you must never underestimate the detours. They're not punishments, they're protection. You didn't miss out. You were preserved. And that preservation is the reason you're still here, stronger and wiser than before. But strength alone isn't your final destination. You're not just surviving anymore. You're stepping into a season of thriving, a season where joy returns, a season where opportunities align, a season where everything you lost is replaced with something better, something greater, something beyond what you could have planned. And when it happens, you'll look back and realize that none of it was wasted. Not one tear, not one sleepless night, not one unanswered prayer. All of it mattered. All of it shaped you. All of it prepared you. So as you stand in this moment, with the past behind you and the future ahead, don't be afraid. Don't shrink back. Don't doubt yourself. The same life that tested you is now about to bless you. The same world that pushed you down is now about to lift you up. And when it does, you'll finally understand. Every delay had purpose. Every disappointment had meaning. And every step brought you right here to the edge of something extraordinary. You've carried so much on your shoulders, more than anyone around you even realizes. People see the smile, but they don't see the nights you cried into your pillow. They see the strength, but they don't see the moments you almost collapsed under the weight of it all. They see the progress, but they don't see the silent battles that brought you here. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still choosing hope, even when despair tried to choke it out of you. That's not just survival. That's resilience. That's proof that there is something unshakable inside of you, something no storm could destroy. But I know you're tired of always having to be strong. You're tired of always pretending you're fine. You're tired of fighting battles no one even knows about. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to let the tears fall. It's okay to say, this is heavy. Because healing doesn't come from pretending you're invincible. It comes from acknowledging your pain and choosing to rise anyway. Every single scar on your soul has a story. And those stories are not wasted. They're not meaningless. The night has been long. They are the evidence. Morning is closer than you think. Hope is already on its way, carrying with it answers, breakthroughs, and blessings you can't yet see. The pain that once held you captive is losing its grip, and the joy that has been delayed is already on its way to your doorstep. So lift your head, breathe deeply, allow yourself to believe again. The silence won't last forever. The waiting won't last forever. And the hurt you've carried will not define you, it will refine you. This isn't the end of your story. It's the turning point, the part where the narrative shifts, the part where you begin to see beauty in places that once felt barren, the part where hope returns, stronger than ever before. Hold on, because the best is yet to come. There are moments in life when silence speaks louder than words. When the noise of this world fades, and in that stillness, you begin to hear something greater, something eternal. That's where you are right now. It's not by accident that you are here reading these words. It's not a coincidence that your heart is racing a little faster, that your spirit is stirring, that a quiet voice inside you is whispering, "This is for you." Because it is. This journey has not been about empty words, or just another message on a screen. It has been about you, about the story that heaven is writing through your life. Every moment you felt unseen, every time you cried behind closed doors, every prayer you thought was unanswered, heaven was listening. Jesus was closer than your breath, catching every tear, holding your heart, and weaving your pain into something eternal. But now, you've reached this point, the edge of a question that cannot be ignored. If Jesus himself stood before you right now, eyes filled with unshakable love, scars in his hands still glowing with the price he paid for you, and he asked, "Do you love me?" How would you answer? Not with rehearsed words, not with religion, not with fear, but with raw, unfiltered truth. Do you love him more than your past? Do you love him more than your fears? Do you love him more than the approval of people who never truly understood you? Because that question is not just a question, it is a mirror that reflects the deepest part of who you are. And how you answer it doesn't just shape your today, it defines your forever. Pause. Let that sink in. And as you think, let me ask you something even deeper. A mystery hidden within the words of Jesus that many overlook. When he said to his disciples, "Follow me," he wasn't just inviting them on a journey. He was unlocking a secret that holds the key to real peace. Do you know what that secret is? What he truly meant beneath those two words? I'll leave that with you. Wrestle with it. Pray over it. Let it linger in your heart, because the answer could change the way you see your entire life. And soon, I will reveal it. But before we close this chapter, let me speak to you directly, heart to heart. You have come this far, not because of chance, but because there is something inside you that refuses to give up. Something inside you that is hungry for more. Something inside you that knows this is not the end of your story. So, here's what I ask. Take a step of faith. If this message touched you even a little, don't just let it pass by. Subscribe to this channel, share it with someone who is hurting, and type Amen 3 times in the comments as a declaration of your faith. And there's one more way to make a difference. Down in the description is a coffee link. Every coffee you buy doesn't go to me, it goes to the poor. Every single cup becomes food on someone's table, hope in someone's hands, and light in someone's darkness. If your heart moves you, be part of that miracle. And now, let me leave you with this closing thought. When Jesus said, "Follow me," he wasn't just calling his disciples to walk behind him, he was revealing a hidden truth. A truth that holds the power to unlock peace in storms, strength in weakness, and life in places that feel like death. Do you know what that truth is? Think carefully, pray deeply, and wait, because in the next message, the answer will unfold. Until then, hold on, believe, and remember, your miracle may already be on its way.